When you see them, they look so fierce. All of them are in dreadlocks, long dreadlocks. They seem to wear some dirty clothes with fugu and with charms, amulets, talisman all over their bodies. In fact, it is believed that when you shoot these people, they may not be harmed. They are fortified against gunshot wounds. They are fortified against machete attacks and the like. Well, these are statistic events I cannot independently confirm. But what I have seen with my naked eye, when some of them were arrested, the kind of charms and amulets and other things that we see from these people, it tells you they really did have some spiritual fortifications.
NAIMOS of force some of the challenges in the province of Rome is sometimes nipa utu because of galamsey onyane ojina ho utu na oba bullet ne bona bullet to from let's say odeshi
like in the past where party kingpins where reports were brought by ministers showing that government officials are aiding and abetting. Today any government official found to be aiding and abetting will be arrested.
Majority leader in parliament, Mahama Ayariga say NDC knew, say MPP knew. What about galamsey no? John Dramani Mamso on found, so we any party member. Ghana government will deal with you.
Gold board is legalization of galamsey.
Now gold board yenti in the last 6-7 months no. Now you need galamsey Ghana hana. Way another huge fight. Galamsey ehundakwa way enye ize bebi aduru no. Ekono mu ayeden ekono aye gangantwa. Antokoi yebeku yebedi nkunim. We shall win and save Ghana. We ending for you. We shall win and save Ghana. The Elephant Party. When the Elephant Party, where are Ghana? The Black Stars of Ghana. Galamsey for no baby aduru. Now when a majority leader in parliament, Mahama Ayariga said, ministers or government appointees caught in illegal money will face the full force of the law. When Abrana MPP in parliament, already say, hey, mo galamsey no mo ne John Dramani mo ana mo ya de no. Na se nyam na mo ya eba ne sen ana ye MPP time. Yeah, who say none, not single. So, or a member of parliament. Our Ghana ha, and an galamsey. Now we are by 10 months a 10 months in a suye. And who say, Papa, your friend Ebenezer, Kwaku Ado, our as if not MP in the Afro region. Papa no ne concession. NAIMOS National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretary Task Force 4. Kwaku ready. Sa galamsey side o mkoduru ya MP zuna atwena ne do mabeduru odi bodyguards bebrebe beduru ho amfa NAIMOS for so therefore the guys some the boys go Billian police no omudi omachi ekowi ekofre reinforcement and the way MP na free reinforcement to enye NAIMOS for and na free reinforcement boys bebrebe because MP emom di beche mum time any see ana majority leader ga chance MP na oye no. And then the amount of bail amount of 150,000 Ghana cedis. And yeah, no, the Parliament of Ghana, as I'm the state institution, and the security agency said, we investigating this matter, especially Yoko. We investigating matter. So we never pay a friend honorable. Maybe me found one kind of Mr. Ebenezer Kwaku Ado said, your finance or your corporate. Or your friends or your friends say obia no or engage in galamsey ano confrere boys say ometata NAIMOS the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretary Task Force 4 and you ono any ejagunichim ejatuntum any jakoko ebe se shin of fire go burn him on the mountain na say do Mahama ka say ono na appointees bia niwa o the scandal ba or they will be better on for one because we didn't mass it. And in the same way, majority leader in parliament, Mahama Ayariga say NDC knew, say MPP knew. What about galamsey no? John Dramani Mamso on found, so we any party member. Ghana government will deal with you accordingly. enti Ghana aban ene obedi se ese na fata enti MB before the mo ka no yes mo ka but omo mane nya ho yes my enfanto so but mane nya ho enti omo nya o ma adwen se asem no ye de to omo so a omo gya ma asem na si enti motima ye allegation wo wiase bia but NDC near so involved no as it stands now the law is dealing with him and you know can say the third vice president the third vice chairman at the NDC Yakubu Abagna ono you can say ono so involved in galamsey as it stands now Dominic Akuritinga Ayine our attorney general and the minister of justice I refer no to Yoko say Yoko in the same thing Joseph Yami also ya refer on so say omumienu e involved in galamsey omo nko na Yoko for interrogate omo questions omo answer it omo so omo ready to fight galamsey head on.
Like in the past where party kingpins, where reports were brought by ministers showing that government officials are aiding and abetting. Today, any government official found to be aiding and abetting will be arrested. Any party official, no matter how high, whether you are at the national level or you are at the regional level, if you are caught, the president will not say anything. He will allow the due process of the law to deal with you. A mere allegation against you is creating a problem. Even a member of this house who is alleged to have obstructed the enforcement of the ban was arrested and arraigned before the courts. So I can say that when it comes to the commitment to fight galamsey as a menace, the track record of this government is unparalleled. So we are ready, and we believe that you are mentioning the name because what? This government has taken action. The name you are mentioning, it is because this government has taken action. Unlike in the past, when certain regional chairmen were known to be openly involved in galamsey and government appointees, and even the minister wrote a report and nothing happened about the report, and journalists, videotape people and then exposed it and nothing happened. In this government, just bring the evidence and this government will deal with that person ruthlessly.
Now, Ubejan says, galamsey for a Tama Badia galamsey for Nadia Dro. Kazet Nanu some few months back and a few weeks back. Anna Mekacha say, China for Crown on Bedu Ghana Hana. Answer a galamsey a human best starting. Or more rituals be on way. Answer no more starting galamsey. At the same time, you know the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat Task Force. NAIMOS of also catching and said, Ghana for the be a campaign and financiers. No, Omo for me and a woman noa. Say, a mayor do not say galamsey workers. Omi omo train moja near black covenant. Now the church was work and tema this year say a cheer, we are going down alone. Omo as financiers or campaigns, yet me mo mudi kwa money ye bo mudi ye bewu. Ana adini omo enti ochi galamsey ni na. Oba bo na opa di obe ndo bibia. Onka campaign ana financier na da. Omo nipa concession ni dia da because we are taking oath. Oath no. Oji tumi say okan obewu. Amana ye. Now according to Nana Poku Bosompim, the Western Regional Manager of the Forestry Commission, I said the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat Task Force for. Or say here, Munim de Equaso, or sit down and say fight in Munima, and Kadabi Abu Koda, and Kamu Paye. You pray for the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat Task Force. Also, by Jadi said, a two abubano, yet me hama up motuo, and the gaga. Who should nipan eba? Who should nipan oba? Onina e, onye, on top from, onka makuma, onka yem, on top from Mamudian Sonino. Bullet and a bonnet bullet to from let's say Odeshi, Sano oba. And I want to say, hey. Run for your life.
Foreign development, if you say that they get information, they are well networked. in such a way that they get information ahead of time that you are coming to the forest where they are operating. So they prepare for you.
Oh yes, exactly. Exactly.
And
in fact, there are sometimes that maybe they get an information and they mobilize, they bring their armed groups, they bring their own security. You see heavily built men. I don't know where they're coming from, whether they're even Ghanaians. They look well fortified, they have weapons. We've seen the muskets, we've seen the pump actions, we've seen some AK-47 rifles with them. And these are the guys that come with heavy so-called spiritual fortifications. In fact, you can see talisman and other objects, rings on their hands. They look so fierce, not open to any dialogue. So sometimes their sheer numbers is able to cause us to retreat. Because we come in a convoy of about, let's say, 15 to 20 officers and go and meet 800 to 1,000 people standing there waiting for you. Sometimes it's better to retreat because we believe retreat is another phase of war. We go and regroup and come back again.
The heavily built men who look fortified spiritually.
Yes.
Describe that to me.
Yes. I don't know where they come from, but when you see them, they look so fierce. All of them are in dreadlocks, long dreadlocks. They seem to wear some dirty clothes with fugu and with charms, amulets, talisman all over their bodies. In fact, it is believed that when you shoot these people, they may not be harmed. They are fortified against gunshot wounds. They are fortified against machete attacks and the like. Well, these are statistic events I cannot independently confirm. But what I have seen with my naked eye, when some of them were arrested, the kind of charms and amulets and other things that we see from these people, it tells you they really did have some spiritual fortifications. There was one incident when one of them was arrested, and then I think he resisted. About 5 of my men could not even put the guy down until somebody told us that the talisman that the guy is wearing is in the singlet. Can you imagine the singlet? And looking closely at the singlet, we saw some Arabic writings, and a lot of them all over. It looks that unless you look closely before you are able to, somebody asked us to cut it. So we cut through the singlet. That's how come the guy became weak and he was arrested. And because he struggled a bit, he got injured. So when we brought him to the Takoradi Regional Police Command, they advised that he seek some medical attention. And I'm told when he was taken to hospital, even trying to find an IV line, penetrating the skin with the needle was very difficult. Telling you that really the people do have some fortifications. And these are the people we have to contend with in our fight against illegal mining in forest reserves.
Wow. As they are spiritually fortified and you are also physically not even armed enough to deal with them, with all the shortcomings that you're having to face with.
Kasadie, heat what empty baby Andrew galamsey for the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretary Task Force. I just say bodyguards are campaigns and financiers for the Biakoko Fabano. Omadi 12 second draw. Uto musika anko mo. Uto butu an bullet. Egu form. And the Akani say you have to run for your life. And the Osra said John Dramani Mahama. Chona the mom and money in your pumbashing because pumbashing gun there. There's a one grow be. Omo mutu metimatu 300 meters far away. 400 meters far away. Say be a 2 year 2. Not that one but a powerful. And the above unu say. Now we are sure. Say I don't know what they do. Say 300 meters or 400 meters. I don't know. To abu bi enko. Ye wansu ye won amamre. E won hanchi wade aye de kan e bi say wo de sikan na anas wo de sikan de gotwa obi e wade aduro de ball ba to a anas say wo de fa form anas wo tinto sugu so a e be kan no to de minti ho ba kwasem say wo before wo beti baye but minim say aduro bia e wo na chi wade enti say be aduro no dey say pe amanfo ma ben e go cut the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretary Task Force for NAIMOS for no. Say the be galamsey for ya. Ye to omuto ya na me odeshi. Ye to omuto na me odeshi. Ene be ma mamra na be ma meba. Be ma mamra na be ma meba. Say be to see no kwan be dey see no kwan. But according to Nana Poku Bosompim say John Dramani Mahama ene NDC amamu no mutu a anu den na pump action gun say that say for no kuta bia eno de ebia ojije mapase sa to de to mo a ebenyo ti galamsey fight no o se to da bi wo ha o grow dem jan site no Cause I don't want to know. Ya cover Burkina Faso for one. Mosifui aduro omadi aduro ya ma. Uye mu ye. It oba to me and to me. Timi and timi. Tese utun to na be ma eba. Na obi watu ni tuwa oba de. Obejina na kokonto kwa. Baby, unye say mistake no. Enti ni na aka ho. Amo oma bi se bibi se si. Na se enye yi a eso mu jane. Enti ene NAIMOS for say omo come akosem. Some of the challenges in the problems of Burundi say sometimes nipa utunutu because of who galamsey onyane wanyane ojina ho utunutu na oba. Ndi say hunu ama the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretary Task Force say John Dramani Mahama any for more bibi ekono enye. Now according to Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade say John Dramani Mahama was a mystery. Or John Dramani Mahama legalizing galamsey through the establishment of gold board. Or John Dramani Mahama anti-gold board, yeah. Galamsey and Gayanko Nusa. But and I'm say yati gold board. Now gold board eto good. Every legal and illegal mining, small scale miners, NTNT. Ghana net ye good. Open one of the first 5 countries are. And then omuton gold, kesepa na gold. Dodo pa gomo gold reserve pa. Ghana abekambi in the last 10 months. You know say ye papa John Dramani Mahama His Excellency. Papa no wa motivating gold board for. Ana galamsey say omoye and so omoye. Ana omato so abedru ne.
Galamsey, who are the galamseyers? The politicians, the chiefs, and the security agents. They are the responsible for polluting the whole of water sources in Ghana. And they have a way of making it look nice. For example, the current government, which in many ways is doing well, has legalized galamsey. Gold board is legalization of galamsey. Oh, yeah, no. We buy from the small gold miners. If you're able to distinguish between the small genuine gold miners and galamseyers, you could have stopped the galamseyers.
And I'm say, now gold board yenti in the last 6-7 months no. Na yeni galamsey Ghana hana. Now one more ana na dan kwa akufado. Eti special task force a. Na mo fighting galamsey na eno so no gold board e ho hana. Before say Baumia ebe suggest go for oil. I mean started go for oil no. Na yetu galamsey Ghana. The entire 8 years of the NPP effort against galamsey ebia not adequately enough as Ghanaians expected. But the effort against galamsey, Papa Yefeno John Dramani Mahama 2012-26 effort against galamsey. John Ivasatamis the late effort against galamsey. John Adekum Kufuor the former president no MPP Papa no also effort against galamsey. Even Jerry John Rawlings the late also effort against galamsey. Enti nekura MPP hey Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade galamsey no dey yenti go bokura na head na John Dramani Mahama I can say once I say making sure say at least say assassin almost say anywhere ni kwa so say dey good echo and India for China for the foreigners almost Ghana gold echo no when we are done say galamsey na yen person me omoya ni ehu a gold yenye yento enye dia enka reserves ho when we are done with that now after the the next step and say to be galamsey so far John Dramani Mahama 24 pickups or the 24 pickups or the NAIMOS for 250 motorbikes or the NAIMOS for now we are in the budget out of my finance minister Dr. Kesla to force every day our parliament 2026 budget 150 million Ghana cedis equivalent to about $14 million and also other more National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretary Task Force for and you know the gold board for ya accuse you we say omoto gold every small scale miners illegal miners for no now we are almost 5 million Ghana cedis and the NAIMOS for as the 5 pickups as the NAIMOS for nip institution na yana so fight against galamsey. The president of the day yana so fight against galamsey. And as it stands now, they recover almost all our forests. 2022 na na do dan kwa Akufo-Addo abre o me li 2462 eba ya e ma kwan ma manfo mane awe forest reserve eho e ma na nti akunta manis tano yiribi forest reserve nti ojina court Samra boy forest reserve nti ojina court no John Dramani Mahama se obai on fa lance makura mai wasa arepele sa law na li 2462 no afriko at the same time ye galamsey side national anti-illegal money operation secretary task force are claiming na back and yenso ni bimpo enye jase ete eye kroje kama enti according to John Dramani Mahama any NDC for so there the minister come fight against galamsey but professor emeritus na dey say ono eye professor watra professor level who say you degree or masters or doctorate or we professor and now say we professor emeritus and the papa is professor emeritus or say John Dramani Mahama and a gold board for when will be what Ghana de ye book no mo ayo no grey at the ho by into en kan kre ndi da kan ndi ze kasa bi na bi sometimes is trying to cry the cap now where should a minority I demand is a lands minister and brief you more about illegal mining fight. The Omukan say, anti business as usual. Way a MP, Frank Annoh Dompreh, member of parliament, our minority chief whip.
Me, I was very careful, the choice of words, and emphasize the need for us to establish a certain working template where every week, minimum once, we should have the Minister for Lands or the ministry, so that it could be based on the availability of the minister. If the minister is not available, his deputy could come and apprise the House. Because I think that we need to take this fight beyond the ordinary. There is one litmus test, and it has to do with the turbidity of the waters. If the waters are getting bad, if the land is being destroyed, our lands are being destroyed, and especially now that we are told, scientific report, to the effect that heavy metals are being found on our dining table as a result of food items coming from these mining areas. I think it's a matter of life and death. And it clearly also tells us that something is not being done right. And we, as a parliament and as a representative of the people, we have an oversight powers. We have oversight powers to be able to subpoena the minister to...
Or say, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, Honorable Emmanuel Kofi Amabui, Eme country Ghana, Ghanaians, and Ghana Parliament, say the fight against galamsey, the fight against illegal mining, no. Infa ana waku agwagodrum is a na mo muza hu bebi ya kwa agwagodru ana muye so confident eka say the NDC administration is not fighting against galamsey omo fighting tie galamsey yi Dompreh say munim say munyanya findings munyanya information but we me am wo naked truth on Oldboga train so mo amohwe me de bia nim say the fight against galamsey every single day update bia medabam. Even you, Amuni Parliament, you know what is happening when it comes to galamsey. I don't think a whole friends, a member of Parliament, Frank Annoh Dompreh on your way. Is it because we have too much workout and too much press conference, so you forget your duty in Parliament? And I say, I say, who can be a desire? But according to Minority Chief Whip, Frank Annoh Dompreh, NDC Fui, Mume Lands and Natural Resources Minister, Honorable Kofi Amabua, Betche mu de ntia galamsey ebesine John Dramani Mahama, John Kwame Nkrumah John Ababu, ontimi ende galamsey no once and for all. Said no oil campaign or share bokai, say no yan catch say any for say according to Mahama Ayariga, o man shaboda say John Mahama either on friends our stage so the manifesto ni campaign promise mu or anka bi will be ada so be the state of emergency beba and the MP before no jadam any settings anomoye but Frank Annoh Dompreh say the Lands and Natural Resource Minister, Bechitrim. Eti galamsey fight the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat Task Force for say enya dia omujamu nembom no omeze bia duru no ebie se mo bosumbi we konfo bi no betima bo mo ade se obebo mo because galamsey for yetu omutuo no mo ba ubo mu pa no mo ba pump action gun bullet no we bullet dey kan mo kra bullet no omo fa ne se koko mo no yetu omutuo no mo ba yetu omutuo no mo ba but majority leader in parliament Mahama Ayariga say no sacred cows in galamsey fight. According to majority leader in parliament, Mahama Ayariga say John Dramani Mahama, any the minister, Lands and Natural Resource Minister, Emmanuel Kofi Amabue, Bua say there is no way our among party enter galamsey. So we end this nimpo. Nasa we involved in galamsey. John Dramani Mahama as a signal warning. Warning kesepa, anya warning fa ade abase. Wa ubedi bone ede tia se o fight o ye galamsey na we ndisi ni no Ghana ban echewa onu ubedi say de ene Ebeneza Kwaku Ado as TV North MP the first time our parliament day papa no ene yamano bail amount of 150,000 Ghana cedis according to the speaker of parliament Alban Sumani Babu say ono de on betenase na emebu na nkawefo enka no nka obi enti ono kra na amakokwan say yemfa no nko say odifo a Ghana mra ani ni say odibi ma ebeka sorry e de akere no but for now a oni fo ni bi mi Ghana security service egusu a investigating say be hu asem no nokre bacho say say no moye ne temper emfama ye na mo no adenti na etu ngrofo tu a enkom na de say ene Ghana ye military service na ye police fo yi say nka ye tetembra na ana ye ni tetensam no so a nka bi mo maduro amomadio na say nyebulati bia na ka Ghana ni bia o na say aduro da so Ghana aduro da so wi ase ana ye sa aha enti kwa bia fo be so abom bia no ye mo na according to Professor Emeritus Stephen Ade say John Dramani Mahama in the gold board Sami Jamfimo eto gold every galamsey for omo anama galamsey no right kasem sa na gold board in my na galamsey ini ana ada aba obi oye Professor Emeritus obi a what the stage of even professor or do the last stage Professor Emeritus mo aba we ko kasa e be say Maxi Billian what say mo no atia penny pa o papa what minkasa minkape but o comment no fato comment section na say the Professor Emeritus kai udi susum udi tum say gold board ba abayinti ana galamsey adoso ana say galamsey na aye west egrache nei according to galamsey na galamsey report e go so no na Poku Bosompim oye Western Regional Manager of the Forestry Commission say enu be Western Region galamsey na adoso pa ye to tuo no na galamsey fo ne ba adentia de ne enye ana ye dey secure ye NAIMOS the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Secretariat Task Force for no de ne be ya bit me secure my life because we edu be say run for your life say ni pani bufu no no tutu a wo undi tu aboba o se ba wo gra ye tutu ma no ko boy o ne ba ko nafu ama ni prepare ne oguzu a oji akasa nti okọ akokon ntakwa de abo Ghana okoya wa ma nanu ya namu ni ba ko ewuye nanu ya miensa epraye nanu ya ba ko eko ira onzum nanu ya ohidiem ni ba ko 8 soldier for amanfo pese ebu mu gomu nanu ya yakwachi EPA for ne NAIMOS for ebo mo ma yakwachi mema mo kromo ni na adenti ana illegal miners any that power the authority to even fight against the law and ka aroba ne kronfo de otiusumu a ana we de ene awekete na galamsey for aye video esa de kire what is giving them that confidence for comment eto comment section as uya subscribe like na share mo unua eso enya biwe edi no e ba ko pe Maxi Billian our naked truth our Oldboga trans macro bye bye.